Hi everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to build this 1/400 scale airport hotel number 1 for your model airport. I hope you enjoy it.
Before we get started with the project, let's review some of the tools that we're going to need to complete this project. First of all, paper. You need to print all the different pieces for the specific project you're working on. You can use cardstock or you can use photo paper. You want something that is very heavy and thick. Cardstock works very nice, but I prefer using photo paper because the quality is better, the images are sharper and nicer. Uh, but again, you can use cardstock, it works pretty well. When you set up your printer, you want to set it up to the highest quality possible. And a lot of the printers, you go to preferences and then it shows you a bunch of, regular paper, photo paper, whatever. Always select photo paper, and then depending on the photo paper you're using, whether it's glossy or matte, then you set the printer accordingly. Also, if you're printing on cardstock, still use the photo paper setting. Photo paper in this case will be photo paper matte. On some of the buildings that you're going to be building, if they have a lot of glass, what I do is I print that on glossy paper, but most of the stuff I use the matte because it's going to be like cement or brick or whatever, so you don't want that thing to be all nice and glossy. So make sure that whichever one you choose to use, set it to photo and the highest quality possible. Next, we have to cut the paper, all the different pieces. So for that, I usually use an X-Acto knife. Be careful. These things are very, very sharp. For certain projects also you need a pair of scissors to cut some corners and stuff. It's a lot easier to do it with scissors. And then to guide you in the cutting, a nice ruler. I again prefer metal rulers because you don't have the problem with the blade kind of going in there if it's plastic or something like that. So get your ruler and get your cutting utensils. When it comes to gluing the whole thing together, I like to use contact cement. These are two of the ones that I use. I use a lot of them. Again, if you don't want to use these, that's okay. Anything that works for you. And in certain occasions, I have been using lately a stick glue. So again, whatever works for you, try the different ways and see, what works better for you. Also, I like to have around a marker. Sometimes you need to mark certain things or cover when you fold things, if it's black and then the fold is white, then you put the marker to cover that. And also once in a while you'll see me using a little bit of tape because if I'm putting something together and it's kind of small, the tape gives it a little bit more reinforcement. So anyways, this is basically what I use for doing these projects. Let's go ahead and get started. For the airport hotel, you're going to have 5 printouts. One is going to be the front of the hotel, the back of the hotel, one of the sides of the hotel facing Terminal 5, the side of the hotel facing Terminal 6, and the roof. For the roof, you're going to have 2 options. One, which is the option that I'm going to be using for this one, is going to have the helipad. If you don't want the helipad, just print the plain roof and it'll be just plain without the helipad. Because this is kind of big, what we're going to do is we're going to do the roof with the 4 flaps and we're going to cut the different faces, glue them here, and then we build the whole thing. Once again, talking about the way I like to cut, I like to go from the outside to the inside, do my scores first, and then I do the cuts. A score is when you basically do a cut but with very, very little pressure. You don't want to go through the page. The reason you do that is when you do the fold, then you get a nice uh, sharp corner. To give you an idea, very, very light so that when you fold it, it folds very, very light and sharp. Okay? So we're going to start here again from the outside to the inside. I have a score line here. And this line also is going to be a cut from here to here and from here to there. So we start with the score and we do the cut and we do the cut. There's nothing else here. So we flip it. Now this one it's a complete cut. So this one is easy. And then there's a score. And then a cut here. And a cut there. Now this one is also a score. With a cut here. And a cut there. Now this one is also a full cut. And then over here a score with a cut. Okay, just want to make sure that my folds are looking good. So let's put this aside and start working on the sides of the building. So this is the front of the building. Same type of deal, scores, cuts. So we go from the outside to the inside. This is a full cut. This is a score with a cut. And then the cut goes from here out. This one is a full cut. Full cut. This one has a score and a cut from here to here. And we got this one. So this one is a cut. Score. A score and then a cut from here out and then out there in. Okay, so that gives me the front. Make sure that my folds work. Let's put one to the side and then continue the process. Pretty much the same thing for these guys. So I'm gonna go a little quick here. Cut. Cut. Score. And cut. Cut. This one is a score. 2 cuts. Score. And 1 cut. So fold, fold, fold. Good. Basically the same thing, just a little bigger. So this one is a cut here. And this one is a score. And a cut. And this one is a cut. As you can see, sometimes I also get confused making sure that I'm getting everything cut correctly. So on this one, that works. And then the last one. Cut. 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 This is just a score. And one more cut. Okay, so now we have all of our pieces. Let's assemble it. So what we're going to do is already have these things labeled here. So you go facing terminal 6 to 6. That gets glued in there. Terminal 5 and terminal 5. That one gets glued there. And then back of the airport with back of the airport. That one gets glued there. And then of course front in front. So then once we have these guys all glued together, then we can get the whole building put together. So let's go ahead and glue the sides to the flaps. On some of these, with the glue, you want to get kind of close to the edge. And maybe come from the middle out so that the glue doesn't get pushed in. So just line it up. Okay. So now my sides are in place. I want to press to make sure that everything looks good. So now down here, the first thing I want to do is I want to glue these two guys in here. Then we're going to come in bring these guys over and the flap goes in to lock everything in place. So let's start with these flaps here. Again, these flaps give the model a lot of structural integrity. So these things are not going to be bending or getting nasty on you. So now we bring these in. Because we're going to glue here, glue here. Okay. So now what you want to do is bring this in, and you may want thumb to line up the corners. So with your thumb, just kind of, hold it in place there. And that's how you know where this thing is gonna go. Bring this one. Same thing with your thumb. Get the corner. And once you have all these, then you put this flap in to kind of lock everything in place. Then I also like to go and really push in there so that everything is making good contact. And then I like to kind of, go in here, make sure that it's nice and square. So that's basically it. That is, that's your airport hotel. What's going to happen is you're going to have Terminal 5 hooks up here, goes this way, and then Terminal 6 comes out this way. You can, glue the terminals if you want to either side or just add like a clip. For example, this is Terminal 6, so Terminal 6 will go right in there. So it's going to look something like that.